What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be talking about 3 different wide receiver press releases that you guys can use with drills to work on each press release, and we're going to be talking about the situation to use each press release in a live game situation. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Let's get started. All right, guys, so the first release that we're going to be talking about today is called a wide step release, okay? So what a wide step release is exactly how it sounds. You're going to be stepping with your back foot up. So let's say the quarterback's to the inside over here, my left foot's up. You're going to be stepping with your back foot wide outside this DB's frame, trying to get him to move off that platform so I could take the inside release. So a wide step is going to be an inside release press release, okay? So when would you want to use a wide step? So you can use a wide step pretty much on every single route, I would say, when you want to take the inside release. But what kind of DB leverage would you use it against? You would use it against a DB who's maybe head up, or if that DB is outside shade. Reason why you would use it when maybe he's outside shade, like he's trying to force you to his safety up to the inside, is because that wide step might threaten him to the outside, and he's outside shade because he doesn't want you to go there. He's trying to force you inside. So you hit him with that wide step, he keeps his leverage. So the technique behind this wide step is you could use like a little kick step behind your frame or a little prep step with your front foot, and you want to push off of that prep step to step outside this DB's frame, okay? So it's just a single wide step, move him off the platform, take the inside release. Now I'm going to get into a great drill for you guys to work on that wide step press release. All right, guys, so before I get into that wide step press release, I want to talk to you about a great opportunity we are having this offseason. We are traveling to 8 different cities across the United States for 2-day-long quarterback, wide receiver, and DB training camps. So we're going to be coming out to Houston, Texas on February 5th and 6th. That's going to be our most close one. That's the most recent one that we have. Then we're going to be coming to Phoenix, Arizona, Newark, New Jersey, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee, and then we're finishing off the tour in Los Angeles, California. So if you guys want to come out and get some great work in with us for 2 whole days, all of those weekends, check out that very first link in the description below. We are limiting spots for these camps simply because we want to actually take the time to develop you guys and coach you guys. We don't want to run you through. I can't tell you how many camps I've been to where there have been like 300 kids out there and nobody gets any better. It's a big waste of time. So we're limiting spots to only 10 to 12 guys per position group. So if you guys are local to one of those 8 cities that I just talked about, check out that very first link below. Would love to have you guys out to one of our camps. Let's get back to this video. All right, guys, so this is going to be a great drill to work on that wide step release like we were just talking about in this video, okay? So now what you're going to need is you're going to need 4 cones lined in a straight line. You can put them, if you're on like an actual turf field or a field with lines, you can line them up on like one of those white yardage lines. But what you're going to be working on is throwing this wide step and stepping over the line, right? So the big thing that's going to get separation with you on a DB is being able to threaten him vertically, threaten him to the inside, but more importantly, stepping outside of his frame. You want to think like press releases like you're driving, right? You get the far left lane, you get the middle lane, maybe where the DB is, and then you have the far right lane. So if we're trying to get that DB to jump to the far right lane, I actually have to step outside of his frame. That's what this drill is a great thing for, right? So what you're doing is you're going to line up here. You're going to start at that last cone, and I'm going to show you right here so it's a better angle. You're going to take that little prep step with that front foot or that kick step with the back foot, and you're going to go set, go. And on the first 2 cones, you're just going to pause and hold the wide step. So you're going to pause here, next one, pause here, last one, you're going to do the wide step. You're going to burst off of that cut, running to the inside like you're running a quick wide step, 1-step slant. Okay, so I'm going to show you this drill is going to look full speed. All right, guys, so this next drill for this wide step double tap release, all you're going to need is the same 4 cones that we were using on just the single wide step, but now you're going to be coming on the other side of the cones, right? Again, fellas, when it comes to route running, it's not about doing all these fancy footwork drills where we have an obstacle course set up with 80 different pieces of equipment. It's about doing drills that actually work on the game realistic techniques that you guys are going to be using in a game situation. If you're not working on things that you're going to use in a game, you probably shouldn't be working on it. We're trying to get you ready for a game, trying to get your skills prepared, not just to look cool for a clip that you guys can post with the drill work, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to come on the opposite side of the cones. You're going to treat the first 2 cones just like the last drill where you're going to pause, then the last one we're bursting off. So for the first 2 cones, it's going to look just like this. You're going to take that little prep step with the front foot or the kick step, and you're going to wide step, catch yourself back to the inside. Make sure that we are stepping over this line of cones to really work on throwing my hip. You're going to do that for the first 2 cones, then the last 2 cones, you're going to hit that wide step, step over that line, burst off, maybe keep your head down for about 5 yards and look up. If you have a quarterback with you, he can throw you a fade, but act as if we were catching a fade. So now I'm going to show you how this clip is going to look, or this drill, full speed. All Alright guys, so this next release that we're going to be talking about is going to be the slide release, okay? So a lot of you guys have probably seen this slide release, but you're maybe not sure what the technique is for the slide release and when to actually use a slide release. So a slide release is where you can use that little, like, remember we were talking about with that wide step, how you could take that kick step behind or that little prep step with the front foot. You guys can take that and you're going to be sliding this DB off the platform to the outside. The only routes I like this slide release on are going to be a fade route and a slant route, and we'll explain why, right? So it's like when you have an inside shade guy and you're going to be just sliding to the outside at a 45-degree angle to try to get him to move off the platform with you. So he shuffles with you, you can hit him with a move, and then you would run that slant route. Or what you could do is you could slide, he stays to the inside, and then you could take off and go run a fade. That's why I only like it on a slant route and a fade route, because if you try to use this slide release on anything else, it's going to take too long. Now, what's the situation that I could use it, right? Like I said, you want to do it when the DB's inside shade. We're trying to build off an inside shade DB with a slant route looking like a fade route in the two situations. But when do I want to use this? So it's a longer developing release, right? It's not something that's quick. You're not doing a foot fire, you're not doing a wide step, a double tap. It's something that takes a little bit while to develop. So we can't do it when the quarterback is in quick game footwork and just gonna get this ball out. So in your guys' plays, offensive coordinator is probably smart to have like them grouped together, right? So I know when I was in high school, the plays that we had, this is probably the simpler way because I know a lot of you guys are probably a high school youth audience, is that they would group all the quick game plays by cars. So if you heard the name of a car, you knew that the quarterback was going to be taking a quick drop, getting this thing out of his hands, right? But then if you heard the name of a state would be 3-step drop back footwork. So if we were to hear like a state call right now, that's when you guys could use that slide release, because chances are you're not the first read on a slant. You want to use that slide release when you are a second read where the quarterback's looking high back to low, or when he's going 1 to 2 to 3, but you want to use something quicker when you're the first read where he's just trying to get it out of his hands. Every single slant route can be different. It's not just, oh, I'm running a slant, I go do this slide release whenever I please. That slide release is something that you have to build on in the right situation. Now we're going to talk about a great drill to work on that. All right, guys, now we're going to be talking about a great drill to work on that slide release. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need 3 cones set up. All we are doing is we're going to be sliding from that cone that's on the far left. You guys are going to be sliding to the second cone and just pausing. Then from the second cone to that third cone, which is the red cone right there, you're going to slide and then work that crossover move and actually run a slant off of this thing. So the reason why we have 3 cones set up like this, and the reason why you slide first, then slide into the move, is to actually work on you guys getting that range on the slide release that we need to get to move the DB off the platform when he's inside shade and I have to run a slant. Okay, so again, we're going to be starting at this top cone right here. All we are doing is we're just going to slide to the first cone, come to balance, be in a balanced position with my base. If you're in a balanced position with your base where your feet aren't super wide and not super narrow, they're a little bit underneath your shoulders, that's going to let you throw that 1-2 off of the slide. Then we're going to slide to the red cone, same idea, hit that crossover, come back underneath and have a quarterback give me a slant if we have one to throw to me. I'm going to show you how this drill is going to look full speed. Alright guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all about any of those press releases that we covered or any of the drills that we covered, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. And again, fellas, if you guys are local to one of the 8 cities that we are traveling out to this offseason in Houston, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to have you out to one of our off-season training camps. I'll see you guys next time.